In this lecture, we will look at the building blocks of web and digital analytics. There are four main building blocks of web analytics. Almost all of your reports and analysis will revolve around these four building blocks. So let's dive in and take a look at each one of them so that you can understand what these are and how they are calculated. One is a visitor, also known as user. This is the person who's taking an action in browsing the site. Then there are page views or events. These are the actions that user take. Either they'll view a page, click on a link, etc. And then there is time. This is the time that gets started when the visitor comes to the site and then ends when the visitor leaves the site. And finally, there is visit. Visit is also known as session. All the activities such as page views, events, etc. of the visitor are grouped under a unit called visit. Visit starts when the user first lands on your website and then ends when the user leaves your site. If the user comes back on your site after a certain gap, which is generally 30 minutes, then a new visit starts. All the other activities are grouped under new visit. However, if the visitor comes back to your site in less than 30 minutes of break, then all the activities are grouped under the previous visit. Let me clarify this further so that there is no room for misinterpretation. For example, if I go to a site and I close the browser to go get coffee or something and I take a break, come back after 20 minutes and open that site again, I'm still counted as one visit. One visitor with one visit. However, if I open the browser after 30 minutes, then that'll be a new visit. As I mentioned before, Web Analytics does the count of visits and visitors based on the cookies. And I want you to understand that cookies are tied to a browser. If I open a website in Chrome browser and then immediately open the same site in say IE, I will be then counted as two visitors and two visits. One visit in each browser. Since the cookie that gets dropped is browser specific, I'm counted as two visitors, not one visitor. Important distinction here. In order to get a better count of visitors and visits, many organizations use a login ID of the user. Login ID is also called user ID or customer ID. This only works if your site requires users to log in. For example, Facebook. In case of Facebook, as soon as the user logs in, our user's ID is dropped in the cookie, and that's used to identify that user. So even if the user is logged into Facebook from IE, Chrome, their phone, Facebook knows it's the same user by looking at that ID and hence is able to accurately count the number of users and sessions. So to recap, there are four building blocks of web or digital analytics. Users, also called visitors. Page view or event, those are the actions that user or visitor takes. Time is the time the user spends engaging with your website. And session or visit, which is the collection of all the activities of the user within a specified time.